Hi there. I'm Michelle Bernard, fitness and lifestyle enthusiast. What that means is I'm a certified trainer and group instructor and certified hatha yoga instructor. But I am also a person about rituals and habits. They're ingrained in my being. You can ask anybody who knows me. They'll tell you I'm very regulated. And I wrote a book. I wrote several books, actually. I wrote several journals and 2 big books, and I'm working on a 3rd. This is Beyond Words, Finding Fulfillment Between the Lines. My 2nd book about journaling. This is a call to journal, about untaming your pen and writing wild, writing yourself. Writing to imagine, listen, and declare. See the acronym, WILD. I also wrote Lean, Happy, Healthy You. That was my 1st book. And boy, oh boy, that took like a year and like 2 months. This one, I started making notes for this book while I was writing the 1st one, and then I finished this one in about 9 months. That's a baby. Anyway, I want to talk about writing a book because a lot of people want to write a book. First, I want to dispel something. So I'm going to take my glasses off for that. There are lots of programs. I hope I don't piss anybody off. But there are a bunch of programs out there that tell you you can write a book in 6 weeks. Okay, this book is 160 something pages. And I want to talk to you a little bit about this book too, the inside of this book. And my other book was like 300. So I guess it depends on how long your book is going to be. But let me talk to you about a 6-week book. And I'm talking specifically for people who would sign up for a course like that, because it's usually people who are new to writing a book. If you're new to anything, 6 weeks is a minute. I train people. I've been doing it for 20 years. If you're new to exercise and you start to work out, you're going to see results in the next 3 weeks. And then they're going to taper. And during that tapering time, your body is adjusting. Thank God our bodies don't change radically like that. So I'm talking about people who are new. Because you have to integrate learning. You have to evolve your actual body, which is very complex. That's why you're alive. Someone doesn't sneeze on you and you die. Homeostasis is going to keep you from reaching a goal that's a completion that feels full and completed about your body in 6 weeks. Because so many things have to change. Your thoughts have to change. Your appetite has to change. So the way that you relate to food psychologically has to change. Your environment has to change. Your muscles have to expand, the fibers have to expand, which is going to slowly change your metabolism. I said slowly. In other words, when you're new to something, 6 weeks is the beginning. So I wrote 2 books and they took 14 months and 9 months. Probably the next one will be shorter. It'll be a shorter book and it will take less time. Why? The learning curve. The first 2 books, I had to learn my voice, my styling. I had to learn about how I wanted the book to look. I did the covers. So this is my 10th cover and before I got to this one. I have to learn my audience. I have to listen to people and change things I've written. I have to dump out a whole bunch of a terrible manuscript and then prune it. It takes longer than 6 weeks. The only time you can go fast when you're doing something new, when you're doing something, I'm going to back up. The only time you can go fast when you're doing something is if you're seasoned. Because if you're seasoned, the learning curve, you've already surpassed. You're up here. You're way up here. You're not rising on that learning curve. You're up here. You can accelerate because you already have the baselines. You already have the understanding of, I already know my process. I already know that when this happens, it triggers this in me. I'm talking about weight loss and writing a book. It's the same. You need to be seasoned before you can fly. Okay? I just got this weird image, but I'm not going to go into that. So I wanted to tell you that when I wrote this book, one of the important things for me was the colors on the cover. I'm just going to talk about two things that were important because they might be meaningful. I already told you about time, the timeline. Give yourself longer so that you can learn what you're doing. Learn your voice, all those details. But the colors. So this is a deep, deep blue, and there's actually a picture underneath it that I hid. And you can kind of see lights. You can see the little light spots because of the way the light is hitting it. But it's hidden. It's like subliminal. And what it is sort of like spotlights. Because I talk about shining yourself up in the book to be who you really, really, really are, the star, the amazing person you are, which is hidden under who you've been told you are. And the color blue is calming. It's got so many colors in it. And then I also chose this sort of green gold stars. So everything was deliberate. The other thing that was deliberate was the print. I don't know if you can see that. That's not really the best page, but you see all the white space? You see the white space in there? And you see the print? It's large. Why? People's minds are very cluttered these days. People's meaning all of us. And we can't keep ourselves focused because we look at little screens and everything's fast, so fast. So I made the print large so you could take notes, number one. And I made the print large so your eyes won't get tired. And I made white space so that when it's like a blog post or an email, when you look at it, everything is spaced out so your eyes, once again, won't get tired and you won't feel fatigued reading it. These are things that I recommend to people because it helps the reader not feel fatigued reading your book. The other thing that I did, and I got this idea from Nicola, can never remember her last name. She wrote The Sun is Also a Star and Everything, Everything. I think it's Estes, but I'm not sure, and I hate to say the wrong name. So I'll put it on the bottom. I read her books in like 2 weekends. I read one book the one week and one the next. Why? The way she wrote them. She wrote them for young adults whose minds are like racing. White space everywhere, big print, and short sections. Short. So it's called Messy Memories, and then you get a page, and you get a page, and you're done. 3 pages and you read the whole section. Why did I do that? So that you'll feel accomplished getting through the book. Accomplishment. I just read a whole section, 3 pages, but at least I did it. So your mind goes, oh, I'll read another section. So I did these things deliberately to help the reader, you, hopefully it's you, and it really should be you. I use that word should. I don't want to do semantics right now. Of course I'm going to say should. I wrote this book. But this book is actually going to change your life. If you follow this, it will change your life. I'm not guessing that. So I left spaces like that so that you feel accomplished fast. 3 pages, done with that section. Next section, 4 pages, done. Next section, I have one section that's a page and a half. So these are ideas. I hope this helps you write your book. And let me know when you write your book. I want to know what you wrote. Next book on my list to read, Inner Engineering by Sadhguru.